Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Ollie from LincolnMark8.com, and I thought I'd make a quick introduction video and kind of give you a small sample of what you can expect from LincolnMark8.com. And it just so happens that I've got these storage boxes around here where I was cleaning out a small portion of one of my buildings, and I went ahead and organized them into boxes, and so I thought I'd go through that and kind of show you what I've got in the boxes. Again, this is a tiny fraction of what I have. I've been parting Mark 8s out 16 years, almost 16 years now, and I've got quite a few Mark 8s that are complete. I haven't even touched yet, parts cars. So anyway, we'll get started and kind of show you a little bit. Now, I just did a video for showing the difference between a one-piece and two-piece Mark 8 drive shaft. Of course, the top drive shaft isn't from a Mark 8 at all. That's actually from a 99 Jaguar XJ8L long wheelbase, but I use that for demonstration purposes. Anyway, the one piece here on the bottom that you can see, 93 one piece, that's actually for sale on my eBay store right now. Just listed it last night. Now I apologize for my handwriting. It's not good to begin with, and it's even worse with a Sharpie. So anyhow, these are body parts and exterior trim. Again, there's not much in this box, but I have plenty of body parts. It's just that part of the building I was sorting through didn't have so many body parts. Here's car audio, and as you can see, most of these are JBL speakers, the subwoofers and the tweeters, and there's a couple aftermarket speakers there, but they won't be for sale. I don't know. They're old. I don't know if they even work. I may test them and use them for something for my personal use, but I'm not going to sell anything like that. And here's small to medium interior parts. And you can see I've got a sun visor, but it has issues. It's not perfect. I've got the keypads for the computer systems need to be cleaned up. I've got headrests, and as you can see, that there's a common color theme between the sun visor, this keypad, the headrest, this interior light. Those are all from a car with a mocha interior, interior code AH. So if you have that interior code, I have quite a bit of parts for that. See, this is what happens to the sun visors. They get holes, they get rips. It's hard to find good, perfect sun visors anymore. And this one has some damage to it. And here I've got modules, air suspension parts, spare tire accessories, and center caps. As you can see, I've got 5 center caps in here for the snowflake, what typically called the snowflake wheels, or what I used to hear called the lacy style wheels. Haven't heard that in a while, but anyhow, I guess you wonder if you can hear that bird in the background. Anyway, here's the modules. I've got about any module you want, just about. I don't have any ECUs in here, but I've got plenty. I got them for about every year, actually. And of course the 93 to 95s are typically interchangeable too. So anyway, enough about that. I've got the modules, I've got ride height sensors for the air ride, and just some other miscellaneous parts in here. Here's large interior parts and seat belts. Again, here's that mocha seat belt, mocha glove box, gauge cluster, another gauge cluster. This one's actually just the housing, it doesn't have any gauges in it. Another glove box, just random interior pieces here of the larger side. latches, handles, underhood parts, wiring, tubing, just miscellaneous. A lot of the wiring and tubing I'm not really going to sell, at least out of this box. This is more or less what I'm going to keep for myself, where I can have some spare wire to use, or spare tubing to use for projects here on the farm, or whatever I'm doing. Now this is actually a Sylvania 9500. I don't know if it says that on it. It's a Sylvania 9500 HID bulb, which is extremely rare. It's what came factory on the Lincoln Mark VIIIs that had HIDs. And there's no replacement for them currently, other than retrofitting them with a aftermarket HID unit. But obviously that one was broken. The bulb was burnt out anyway, and at some point in storage the bulb actually got broken. But you know, I just threw it in here. I may use the wiring off of it for something. Obviously that will not be for sale. And speaking of not for sale, here's some random junk that I found when sorting through things. These are from cars I've parted out, and a lot of this was in the interiors of the cars, or this was the magnet part of one of the subwoofers, the JBL subwoofers. And I've got some broken parts in that trash bag. Now here's air intake parts, and that's pretty self-explanatory. You can kind of see I've got, obviously I've got more than this. I've got the intake tube that goes from the air box to the throttle body. I've got plenty of those, and I've just got about everything as far as that, and several times over. Now this I've got marked fragile, and you'll see why. I've got a set, again in mocha, of these seat side trim. Now this will only fit 93 to 96. This won't fit a newer model. But these are hard to find now because they're old plastic, they're brittle, they're breaking. And I've got a pair of them, one for each front seat, in good condition. And I have, again, all this stuff needs cleaning. It's not, everything just needs cleaned up. But this is a corner light with the chrome or stainless piece still on it, which is hard to find these days. And for that reason, I have a couple of these in here, just the stainless piece. Now, the way the corner lights are made, they're not made to be separated. They're not. This isn't meant to be a separate piece. But they break off. You can see these tabs where they're held on. They break off, and I mean, it's. I've seen where people are paying for the corner lights even without the stainless piece, paying a decent amount for them. So I save these in case someone wants to glue these on. Again, that's not how they were designed to be, but you know, parts are getting scarce, and these things do have a tendency to break off. So I thought I'd at least give people that option. I've actually had to do this before on my personal Mark VIII, and it lasted quite a while. Lasted several years like that, and actually until I wrecked the car. But anyhow, you know, I thought I'd make these available so somebody could glue them on there, and kind of, you know, if the corner light's good other than that, and they can get the proper adhesive, that would be another option, a much cheaper option than buying a whole corner light. And here I have, again, it needs cleaning. This is a 96 LSC headlight housing, extremely rare. It has the bulb, again, that Sylvania 9500, it has the bulb in it, but I don't know if it's any good or not. I can't remember. Regardless, I I will probably be, I can't guarantee that this will ever be up for sale, because I have a set of these, and I'm thinking I may want to keep this one as a spare in case something happens to my driver's side light. If it would get cracked or be in an accident or whatever, I would have a spare. So you may see that for sale at some point, you may not. I'm not going to promise anything about that. And one last thing I want to show you are these Octastar wheels. And they need, obviously, like everything else, they need cleaning. But they're in really good condition. But I've got a set of these. They'll probably be for sale at some point in the future. And again, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I've got, garage is full of Mark VIII parts. I've got some Jaguar parts in there. I may have a couple 1955 Chevy truck parts still left in there. I'm not sure. But the garage is packed. I've got buildings at my other property. It's packed. I've got several. I'd guess around between 5 and 10 parts cars right now that haven't been touched or have only just been started on. So I have plenty of parts, and I want to welcome everybody to the website, LincolnMark8.com, and so does Evie apparently. But I want to welcome everybody to the website, and I've kind of designed this website as not only a place for me to sell parts and give people a resource to buy parts, but to also add to the community, the Mark VIII community, as far as information, as far as giving you links to places where you can meet up with other Mark VIII owners and ask questions and get help. And on my site myself, I want to try to help people and kind of guide them in the right direction. And that's for anybody that's new to the Mark VIII scene, on up to the people, the veterans who've had Mark VIIIs for 10 or 20 years now. You know, everybody had to start somewhere learning, and nobody knows everything, you know. So I just want to be a resource out there for information too. I don't just want to have a site for selling. But anyway, I do hope you'll come back and check out LincolnMark8.com. I'm just building it right now, but I've got a lot of those resources on there already. I don't have parts listed for sale. That's still my eBay store, and I'll put a link to that in the description, and of course a link to LincolnMark8.com. And I hope to see you there, and stay posted as I build the site. Thank you.